Danya Perry served as the Deputy Chief of the Criminal Division for the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District, New York, and as Deputy Attorney General for the state of New York, and she joins me now. Danya, the first thing that I thought when I saw the news about Epstein is there doesn't seem to have been any privilege assertion issue here, at least in terms of the courts, that we've seen in other places where they've actually had to go to courts to compel testimony of people around Trump who are lawyers.
I found that interesting as well. My assumption is that Trump and his cronies have tried that one too many times and have, had the case rejected very quickly. And so I think at this point, there's very solid precedent that, the testimony will be compelled in any event. And so I think the thinking was, it's also interesting that this was a more informal interview rather than a grand jury testimony. So I think the thinking was, let's go in, try and be friendly, see what the questioning is, and, not essentially waste time and money with a frivolous motion and appeal.
Yeah, because they've had now, twice we've had courts order lawyers of the president to, or people that represent the president or claim to. John Eastman was ordered to comply with the subpoena, and then Evan Corcoran also ordered to comply with the subpoena. And there's some reason I think that Epstein's sort of a key witness in that. This is what the Times reports. Epstein is also said to have played a role in connecting two lawyers who helped draft a sworn statement last June, that a diligent search had been conducted at Mar-a-Lago, that no classified materials remained there. This was the statement that was drafted by Corcoran and signed by Christina Bobb. It seems that that is maybe the focus of this interview?
It's hard to say. Certainly, Epstein is somebody who keeps popping up. He's got his fingerprints over many of the various criminal investigations that are ongoing right now. Certainly, he's in the middle of the mishandling of classified information investigation that the special counsel is in the midst of, as well as several others. Certainly, he has admitted to, once again, being in the middle of the fake electors scheme and various other pieces of the January 6th attack on the Capitol investigation. So I would imagine that the special counsel's office is looking at all of these things. And so I don't know. It's anyone's guess exactly what he went in there today to discuss with the prosecutors.
You represent Michael Cohen in the you've represented him before, and you represent him in the lawsuit that the ex-president has said he would file against Michael Cohen, which seemed, in my humble opinion, as a non-lawyer, sort of obviously punitive and an attempt at witness intimidation. The last time that I had you on, he said he actually hadn't been served. Has any progress made on that front?
I guess if you want to call it progress, Mr. Cohen has now been served. We've accepted service, and we will be responding very shortly, and are examining all of our legal options, of which I think we have some very strong ones. So that will be in the coming weeks. So yes, I guess if you want to call that progress for Mr. Trump, we are on our way, I think, into the courthouse, and we are certainly looking forward to it.
The Republican House Judiciary Committee came down in New York this week to sort of, grandstand against Alvin Bragg. You've got Trump suing your client, Michael Cohen. You've got his, supporters in Congress trying to go after Bragg. Have you ever seen something like this before? Obviously, the president being indicted, the ex-president being indicted, is unprecedented. But it strikes me that the reaction, too, is fairly unprecedented, and certainly nothing that anyone has ever had to deal with before.
I think that's right. I mean, you've only just scratched the surface of the various investigations and prosecutions and civil suits that are ongoing. There's one that's about to begin next week, also in the Southern District of New York. So there's really, it's an amazing conflagration at this point of various investigations. And, I think we've reached a point where Mr. Trump really can't run away anymore. He will be facing trial in less than a week in the Southern District. And he has now begun this lawsuit against Mr. Cohen and will be called to respond to it. There's a rocket docket in the Southern District of Florida. And we'll see how quickly we can take discovery and make our motions. But it is all coming together, and it's going to be a lot. I mean, he's had a parade of lawyers. He's found a new one in Florida and some new ones in New York, but he needs a constant stream of them, I think, to keep all this litigation and all these investigations going. And there is more to come for sure.
Yeah, the trial you're referencing, a civil trial under I think the Adult Survivors Act by E. Jean Carroll, who brought the suit, claiming that he sexually assaulted her, and that factual matter, whether the ex-president sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll, will be litigated in a civil trial in New York in the Southern District starting next week. Danya Perry, thank you so much for your time tonight.